You mentioned a name that I definitely want to talk about as well, and that is Vinicius Jr. As you know, he's also been left out of this 23-man squad chosen by Carlo Ancelotti. He was also left out of Xabi Alonso's starting 11 for Real Madrid as they took on Real Oviedo yesterday. This is what Xabi had to say about that decision.
Vini ha entrado muy bien. Creo que ha sido decisivo para marcar los 2 goles que nos han dado esa tranquilidad y contento por él. Necesitamos a todos, los que inician, los que entran desde el banquillo, y va a haber un montón de partidos para todos. Tenemos 20 y pico jugadores en plantilla y voy a intentar sacar lo mejor de todos ellos para sacar el mejor equipo posible. Ya te digo, a veces pues iniciar y ser importante, a veces pues tener unos minutos y ser importante. Hoy Vini lo ha sido y mi intención es que todos sumen, todos estén preparados para poder jugar y esa va a ser la tónica durante todo el año. Cada uno es diferente, hay que exigir lo mismo, el mismo respeto, pero cada uno es de una forma diferente y la relación que tienes es también un poco diferente, ¿no? Y yo creo que en el fútbol hay que entender las cosas, en el fútbol se toman las decisiones pensando por el equipo y hoy ha sido así.
All right, so is that shots fired there from Xabi Alonso? Now, just to put things into perspective, Vini Jr. did eventually come on, as Xabi was just talking about. He did have an assist. He did also end up scoring a goal too. So he got the response that we felt that Xabi may have wanted, Herc. So do you feel like Xabi was sending a message to Vini Jr. by leaving him out of the 11? Message
sent, but I don't believe it's shots fired. It's just doing what any good coach would do. If you feel there is a department lacking in a player, you're going to test them. You put him on the bench, it lit a fire on him. You also reward Rodrigo probably for what he's been doing throughout the week in his training sessions. Rodrigo played very well. And Vini comes on, and he played very well.
Yeah.
And not only was Vini good, but he showed that he could link up with Kylian Mbappe. And he's gotten the best out of Kylian Mbappe 2 weeks out, 3 goals in 2 games. But you did what you needed to do. You pressed the correct buttons. And he responded. He made
good man management.
It's good man management, and now it's up to Vini, because you could see it after the goals. You could see it after the assist. The way he looks at the stand, he looked at the stands. The way he's looking back at the bench. The way he's, smirking. The way there's certain things you can tell it bothered him, but that's what you want. You want a response. If you're the player, if you're Vini Jr. and you get put on the bench, when you come on, you want to make a difference. He did that. If you're Xabi and you put a player on the bench, you want to see that the fire is lit there, that it means something when he comes on the field. He did that as well. This is a win-win in my book. You recuperated a player like Rodrigo, who was nowhere to be found. Since the first game of the Club World Cup, he was out. He was put in the back burner, persona non grata. And now he comes on, he does very well. Kylian Mbappe is 2 weeks, 3 goals. He seems to be a dangerous player, leader on the field. And Vini Jr., you lit that fire that he keeps going that way. It's the old Vini. It's the Vini Ballon d'Or year. So all the right buttons were pushed by Xabi Alonso, whether there were shots fired or not. He did what any good manager would do.
Ale, let me ask you this, because you and I, of course, were on duty for this game. You were on the call for it, so we were watching it with an extra keen eye. Do you feel, similarly to Neymar, that Vini probably has a point to prove as well for club and country? He's coming off of, by Real Madrid's standards, one of the worst seasons they've had, where they finished with no silverware. We know how high it is. And of course, given the demands needed for a country like Brazil anytime they touch the ball, do you feel like Vini has a point to prove?
Well, he better feel like he has a point to prove. And I think he had a point to prove coming off the bench. And if you want to pay attention as to what version of Vini we watch against Oviedo, you can pay attention to the assist, you can pay attention to his goal, and you say, well, there's the reaction. I actually will go further than that. It's the pressing of the ball, which has been the concern in terms of, are Kylian Mbappe and Vini Jr. going to press the ball together, and are they going to give you that work? In the assist that he has for Kylian Mbappe, it is Vini Jr. that reads a pass and goes and presses the ball, wins possession of the ball, and then goes in the attack from there. And if you're Xabi Alonso, this is what you utilize in your video with Vini Jr. You sit him right next to you and you say, you see this? Are you seeing this? This is what I need you to do. And you see this combination with Kylian? This is what I need you to do more consistently. You do this, you're going to be on the field all the time. This is what I'm asking you to do. And so to Hercules' point, I think Xabi Alonso what he does in making the decision that he made, he is essentially saying, I am the one making the decisions. You're not running this team. I'm running the team. And if you don't want to do what I'm asking you to do, then come here, sit right here comfortably with me. I have other players that can do the job. I have other options. You're not the only option. And it's not a coincidence that this is happening while he's going through a contract negotiation that has come to a standstill, and there's talk about shots fired here and there. Now we don't know what's happening. You're concerned about your contract? You sit here. You're concerned about playing? You go over there. If we then take this to the conversation about Brazil and a point to prove with Brazil, Vini has been one of those players that has consistently come up short for Brazil, or shorter than we thought he would be and what the expectations are. And that's why people like Hercules, this guy, are still thinking about Neymar.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Vini Jr.,
you're absolutely right.
It still hasn't really grabbed a hold of the national team and made it his national team. I don't know that the absence of Vini Jr. helps that situation out for Brazil, given the fact that there aren't that many opportunities for Brazil to play competitive games from now till the World Cup. But if anybody knows Vini Jr. well, that would be Carlo Ancelotti.
Yep.
I will give the benefit of the doubt that I do not give Neymar. I will give to Carlo Ancelotti in knowing what to do with Vini Jr. Because here's a man that throughout the course of his career as a manager has been very well known and well described as a man manager. And if there was ever a player that right now needs to be man managed, is Vini Jr. with Brazil. I suspect that we're going to get close to the best of Vini Jr. with Real Madrid if he gets the message that was sent by Xabi Alonso. And I suspect that we will get a better version than what we have seen so far from Vini Jr. with Brazil because of the presence of Carlo Ancelotti. I suspect.
I hope so. But the same manager who couldn't do it last year with Vini, day in and day out. Now you're going to have him every couple of months for a week. It's going to be difficult, but Vini, he's the only one that could help himself. And you're absolutely right. This is why people like me still cling on to Neymar, because you look at Vini Jr., you look at Rodrigo, you look at Endrick, you look at Rafinha, and when it comes to the Brazilian national team, Marquinhos has more goals. You know, they've not done anything in that jersey. This is why people still cling on to Neymar. But
people, you.
well, I don't think I'm in a minority here. I think there's a large camp of this.
Yeah,
but
that every time you
because
see-
all of you, those of you that are in that camp, are thinking, that Neymar. And I'll be the first one to say, if it was that Neymar, then yes.
Happily.
Yes.
But not this Neymar. From Brazil, we're going to talk about Argentina right now and a specific wonder kid, and that's Franco Mastantuono. He got his first start for Xabi Alonso in a Real Madrid shirt. We saw 25 minutes of him in their first game, which was a underwhelming win by Real Madrid standards. He got more time now. Let's be steady, but everyone's already started, comparing him to Lamine Yamal and saying
who's
that
everybody?
The press in Madrid.
This sounds like Hercules and his friends again.
Let's be honest. And look, we've spoken about it all week as well on our other show, ESPN FC. We've had our journalists come on and say, look, maybe it is a bit of an overreaction in Spain, but does he look that special to you?
Listen, Real Madrid doesn't spend what they spend on you as a teenager if you're not special. He's a special player.
But already to warrant comparisons with Lamine Yamal.
Well, that's the thing, is because Lamine Yamal, I'm trying to be very careful how we hype up or not Lamine Yamal,
Still.
comparing him to Messi. And look what he's already done at 18 years of age. Messi couldn't do that at 18 years of age. He only had one goal. Look at this, all these games, The thing is, the eye test. There's been no player at that age that's looked the part and actually been the part like Lamine. So until we see somebody who even comes close, Lamine's is in a class of his own. And I understand the need of Madrid and the fan base and La Liga of creating this Cristiano, Messi kind of thing where you have it going on for a while. They want to find somebody for Lamine. And if you're Real Madrid, you're desperate to find your teenage phenom, your sensation, the one who can take over and rival Lamine. But that's not going to happen right now. Not right now. Can Franco grow into that? Does he have conditions to be a special player? Absolutely. He looks like a very good playmaker. He's very honest in his defensive effort. He's got an IQ about him, a certain air in the final third. You can tell he wants to do things a little bit different. But you cannot compare him right now with Lamine, and that's a mistake.
Ale, are you surprised he got the start?
Well, no, given that Hercules and his friends are already comparing him to Lamine Yamal. Look, this is unnecessary, by the way, unnecessary pressure on Franco Mastantuono.
Absolutely.
He has what I would say would be an okay 25 minutes when he came on against Osasuna. He got involved, got a couple of good touches, combined a couple of times, and now and this is coming from the Real Madrid media apparatus, that this whole, let's put that out there and float that idea out there, and people are going to hang on to it. Bring it back, baby. I mean, reel it back. Franco Mastantuono, decent 25 minutes against Osasuna, and I would say that it was a decent 63 minutes against Oviedo, in which we saw a couple of things that looked kind of like something that could become potentially something, but we didn't see anything that was, man, that was special. Now, solid, not necessarily explosive, dynamic on the dribble, combined a couple of times. He dropped into playmaking positions a couple of times. Never really saw him taking somebody 1v1 situation. And when we did, he was all too comfortable just cutting back and then looking for the combination, getting the ball back, which shows you confidence, but it's not a guy that is taking players on. Mm-hmm. And if we're going to have the conversation, and this is a conversation that Real Madrid wants to have about Lamine Yamal and Franco Mastantuono, then the first thing that you need to see, can Mastantuono glide by people like Lamine Yamal is currently doing? And you have to say, based upon the evidence that we have so far, the answer is not yet. So everybody calm down.
Calma.
Reel it back. Allow this player to develop. Nurture this player's talent. He will become a really good player for Real Madrid. You have to trust that that's going to be the case, and that Xabi Alonso and the players around him are going to make him even better, and he's going to develop and he's going to grow. But allow that to happen organically.
Yes. Don't
force feed this whole rhetoric of, this is the guy, this is the answer, this is our version of Lamine Yamal, this is Real Madrid's version of Lamine Yamal. No need to do that at all.